Hey, what up, barbecue family? It's your boy Joe Mill here, back with Killer Miller Q, and today we're firing up the old Lone Star Grill. I'm looking for a direct cook directly over the fire. We're gonna be doing a wood-fired tri-tip steak. Looking forward to this because I've been in the mood. Let's get right to it. Alright, we got this tri-tip here on deck. Believe it or not, this is only a choice tri-tip here I grabbed from Costco, but you can check out that marbling. You can see the grains kind of rolling downward, and keep that in mind when you go to cut your tri-tip. But this cook here is going to be inspired from being over in California at the Ventura County Fair. They had them tri-tips on deck, dripping over direct heat and smoke, and I'm gonna try to do the exact same thing over there on the Lone Star today. I was gonna do just basic salt and pepper, but as you see here, I got a rub that wifey hooked me up with from somebody that was local here, Timbo's Spice. It's a steak rub. I actually tasted this one once I got it open. I tell you what, this here had a pretty mean flavor to it, especially trying to stick with something basic, because like I said, I was gonna just do like maybe a SPG on there. And it's kind of interesting to see that that's exactly what he's talking about, that they kept this pretty basic, didn't want too much to overpower it, just kind of came in there with more of a peppercorns and some black truffle and some other things in there. But looking forward to see how this comes out on this actual steak here, but not too much in here. It's got a great color and a great taste. Let's get it on this tri-tip, shall we? And I'm gonna go ahead and get started on what's supposed to be the fat side, but I mean, like I said, I grabbed these from Costco. You can check it out. There's hardly anything on here. So this will be the side that I put on the grate. This will be the side that I go ahead and season first, but not nothing that I need to really do as far as taking off any extra fat or a big fat layer or anything like that, which should give me a great crust, and at the end of the day, not be a whole lot of waste. And I'm going no binder. So as you can see, this nice crusty rub here, I like that, with big pieces of garlic and everything on there. Nice coarse rub. I'm gonna go ahead, I hit this side. I'm not gonna worry about the sides yet. I'm just gonna kind of pat it in. We'll flip it over. I get the other side, and then everything that's left on the board, I'll clean up and knock out my sides. And there it is, nothing too crazy, left and crusty on top. One thing I like about this old barbecue tub is you can start right here as far as this being your cutting board. All I'm finna do from here is I'm about to pull up these sides and throw the top on. I'm gonna let it hang out right where it's at and come up to temp while we get this grill going. All right, we just fit now. This thing, believe it or not, was pretty much at this 96 degrees just from sitting out here covered up. But as you can see, it had a good chance to sweat in. I got it directly over a nice little dead bed, like it's already had the chance to kind of get rid of its flame more or less. And now it's just giving me that good heat and all that good crust. But super duper hot, so I gotta keep my phone back before it overheats. We got some pecan wood, there's coals down there. We're gonna let this thing go for a little bit. I'll bring you back in about 10 minutes and we'll flip it over. Hey team, I want to jump in here real quick and let you know, thanks for following along on today's cook. If you're new to the channel, go to that bottom right corner, make sure that you subscribe, check out some of the other videos you've missed. And for everybody else, I appreciate y'all. Be keeping this thing rocking. Let's get back to the work. Now, only about 10 minutes in, just so you got an idea how hot the pit more or less is running, a little over 300 degrees, already up to about $1.33. I'm gonna flip this thing over. Let's take a peek. You can see, ooh, it smells good. You can see them ends a little bit getting crisp, and I can see that it's kind of drawn in a little bit and it looks nice and fat. Let me flip this baby over and we'll finish it out. Woo, great bit of crust that I was able to get over here. We're gonna take this up. It's only needing about another 10 degrees. Won't take long at all. Man, it smells phenomenal. Love cooking over them coals. They red hot. I got some chicken I'm gonna throw in there on the back end too. And only a few minutes later, this baby ready. Let's get this thing off the grill. Alright, like I said, that didn't take too long once we flipped it over to the other side. Got me a nice little bit of crust, and I'm right around where I want it to be. I'm gonna let this thing hang out. I'm gonna throw a little aluminum foil on it and just let it hang out here. We got a good 107 degrees still going here late in Arizona. As you can tell, I'm losing a little bit of daylight, but that'll be more than enough to kind of let this baby set. I'm about done waiting. We're gonna get into this thing, get up out of this tent foil. Take a look at that right there. It is so much juice. Let me adjust this camera just a little bit. So much juice that it came out of here while it's just sitting here and resting. Cooking that directly over them wood coals. We're gonna find out how much it does flavor wise, but I definitely enjoy it from just being able to get some char on there and everything else. You can still kind of see where those grains are running, all kind of more or less forward. And we're going to be cutting it as such as we kind of start getting us some of these pieces to get us a little something to taste. We'll get this little tail end out first. It's still pretty hot as I feel a lot of heat coming up off of here. Super juicy. I don't know if you can see that while I'm cutting it. Let me pull it up real quick. Look at this. Super juicy. I don't want all that to run out of there. But I'm going to cut a few slices here. I need to start turning. But check that out. Nice and hot. Got a little pink for the people to care for. Cook it to the way you like it. But nice crust on there. It's literally dripping. Let me get a taste of this. Nice and tender. That rub, I really like that. Let me trim the rest of this up. Alright, got this thing all sliced up. Got a little bit of pepper cut in the back of my throat. This tastes amazing. I really like this rub. Check out how juicy this is. Look at that. Now we still pretty warm, so you are getting a lot of runoff, but we're gonna take care of that. I'm gonna make sure I catch that and sit this in a nice little container and let it saturate and catch all of that right back in it. But this tastes phenomenal. Man, yes. I'm telling you what, that rub is perfect. That's like, as far as what I like, I mean, it's got a peppery, it's got a nice little bit of garlic in there, tad bit of heat, it's got smokiness, and then that beautiful tri-tip. You see how much juice we got out of there? This came out real good. Hey, we got another cook down on another hot day. That steak was slamming. That was a quick cook. At the end of the day, I like being able to get that Lone Star fired up. That's another way to get some smoke into your meat, cooking over that direct wood fire. Can't beat it with that the fat dripping down on the coals, kissing up, giving you some of that extra aroma and smell and flavoring into that meat. I've really been enjoying that. I've done a couple videos here recently utilizing that method more. I definitely seen, like in the beginning, my first year having my Lone Star, wasn't doing too much on that, but I've been enjoying that. Really the secret is, go ahead and get you a really good coal bed. Go ahead and let it go ahead and break self down, so that way you don't still get a flame to come up and really kiss on your meat. And then after that, once you kind of get everything nice and even, you come on in there and you be ready to cook. And as long as you keep a baby eye on it, I mean, you can leave it for, you know, good amounts of time, 10, 15 minutes, depending on what type of meat we're talking about. Overall, that steak probably only took roughly 20, 25 minutes at the most. But it was pretty quick. It was pretty hot over there. If you think that indirect side was at about 300 degrees, so easily right over the top of there was probably somewhere close to 600 degrees. So got a good char in there, and overall, it was exactly what I wanted. Being at that Venturi Counter Fair, they had some beautiful fat tri-tips sitting there, and they was dripping down, slow cooking and everything. And I instantly said, when I get back home, that was something that I wanted to do for myself. What I didn't expect was pulling out this rub here. Good looking to wifey for grabbing this one at a local, like a farmer's market. This was a Timbo Spice. This is somebody else that's local here in Gilbert, Arizona. This was an amazing rub. This is definitely my new favorite rub for a steak. It had every note in it that I wanted without being too overpowering one way or another, which is easy to do, especially I know a lot of times I like using a lot of pepper, stuff like that, but the use of the peppercorns maybe and something else was different, but really like the flavor it brought through. It nailed that steak. We're running through it, so I don't got nothing to show you out here, but at the end of the day, we got another cook down. Catch me in less than a week. We got a lot of good things happening. Shouts out to the family, UNTV land, all the boys over there at Black Smoke Barbecue. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.
Thank you.